This is your First Alert Forecast with meteorologist Kyle Dickens.
All right, we're taking a look outside right now. Things are okay right now. A little cold out there, but clouds moving in. Nothing to be too concerned with. If you got plans to go out tomorrow morning for Black Friday shopping, bundle up. That's going to be the biggest thing. We're going to start off the day okay, then things really change ahead of this big-time winter storm system that arrives here once we get to late Friday night into Saturday. Saturday's going to be the focal point of, yes, heavy snowfall likely. Then we get to Sunday. I did extend that first alert day because we could see some blowing snow, and that could certainly cause some reduced visibility. So let's break it down for you. And you can see right now a big swath of the upper Midwest and central states under some type of winter advisory. Blue represents winter storm watches. The white there are the warnings. Pretty much the entire state of Iowa under a winter storm warning. It's all thanks to this system. And look at this. This is pretty telling here. You look at the water vapor and you can see that counterclockwise motion there. This is that low pressure system that's going to cause all this mess, and it is continuing to strengthen here and it's showing all signs that this could be a pretty nasty winter storm again once we get to Saturday. Let's time it out here. Here we are on exact track. We're going to start things off. You can see it up there to the northwest, diving southeast. Once we get to about 9 p.m., here we are. That low is just moving into Kansas and Nebraska. This is when we'll start to see that snow band build here from southeast to northwest and wrapping around that low. This moves in. At this point, we'll get to the morning hours, and I think there will be a couple periods of time here in the morning and midday hours where we'll get a little bit of a break, maybe some light snow. That's not over. At that point, we'll get that little bit of a break. This is that southeasterly flow. So what happens, you got that low down there to the south, and we'll kind of show this here. And what happens is, well, maybe that's not going to work for us. But as that air flows over top of that warmer air, over top of that colder air, it really enhances that snowfall. So I expect at this point here, this is going to be where we see that enhanced snowfall here to our south. Then we move things along here into the afternoon hours, into the early evening. Here's what's going to happen here. We get on that cold side of the low. The snow is going to go from a wet, very compact snow to a dry, fluffy snow here on the back end of this. And yeah, that low is pretty close to us too. That means we're going to have some gusty winds. 9 p.m., we're still in the thick of it here. Once we get into, say, midnight into Sunday morning here, 1, 2 o'clock, that is when we expect things to start to taper off. But then the winds are going to really pick up here as that low ejects off to the northeast. Might see some flurries sticking around with us in the morning, but then we will clear out and actually see some sunshine by Sunday afternoon. Let's take a little closer look at it, and we're going to talk about temperatures too. So here's the first wave. We get into the, again, Saturday morning, sticking with us here all the way into the afternoon. We get to mid-morning hours. There's some of those darker bands that you see there. That's where we could see snowfall rates maybe as high as 1 to 2 inches per hour. We get into the afternoon, evening, we're still with it. That low then tucks away and we start to see things settle down. Let's talk about snowfall totals for your hometown. We take a look here to the north, and yeah, this is going to be the area I think the heaviest swath of snow is going to be. We'll take a look to the north, and this is where from the metro up to, say, Maquoketa, Jackson County, even over towards Savannah, Freeport area, Sterling Rock Falls. A general range at this point, 12 to 16 inches, totally possible here and on the table. I'm leaning a little bit more towards that lower end, so 12 to 13 inches. At this point, certainly seems plausible. As you head to the south, we do drop off a little bit. Again, on the low end, we're 6 inches. Places like Keokuk, maybe up towards Burlington, 6 to 8 inches. And then as you head north, that is when those snowfall totals increase. Again, winter storm warning in effect here until 6 a.m. here on Saturday. Then once that moves through, Sunday rather, once that moves through, the gusts are really going to pick up here on the back end of that, and we could see wind gust as high as 35 miles an hour. Again, first alert days through Sunday a.m. And again, it's definitely going to be a storm that if you got travel plans, you want to definitely reconsider those travel plans and stay indoors. We'll have that 7-day forecast here in 30 seconds.
People trust our internet, but they don't trust our prices. So it's time for a change. Our new Extreme Internet packages now include everything you need: Wi-Fi, security, unlimited data, and equipment. No surprises, no confusion. It's what you expect and deserve. So look, other companies will show you a lower price with lots of fine print, but we're keeping it real. No gimmicks, just great value.
All right, bundle up if you're heading out Black Friday shopping tomorrow. Then we deal with that winter storm. 33 here on Saturday. That temperature will drop. We get to Sunday. Again, we'll see some morning flurries, but then the blowing snow will be a hazard. That's why we continue with that first alert day. But cold temperatures on the back end of the system. Monday, 19 degrees. We will gradually warm up, but watch for another system that arrives once we get to Thursday. We'll be back right after this.